All right, so T5, first of all, describe it to you as this. If you go full acoustic guitar out here, full electric out here, go out 90% both directions, and that's what this guitar is really capable of. The first thing I want to let you know is that it's all done organically, which is super cool, meaning that it's wires and magnets. Okay, it's not done with modeling. And what modeling is now is where we've got software that can manipulate sound and create files and wave files and all that tone stuff. This is all done the way it should be done. The T stands for thin line. It's a thin line guitar, thin bodied guitar. Right. The 5 is for a 5-way pickup selector switch. You can see right here. Okay. Short scale neck. Again, we're talking about the scale from nut to saddle. 24 7/8, so similar to the grand concert. You only see one pickup on board right here. You see this humbucker in the bridge. We also have that body sensor, which we're talking about. You saw in the Silent Salesman we have up there. That's that body sensor in the back. We do have the neck pickup underneath the neck here that you can't see, and then a true humbucker right here in the bridge. So this 5-way selector switch is actually toggling between those 3 positions. Okay. So in position 1, this is going to be our most acoustic position, and we have our parameters: volume, bass, and treble on the active electronic system. So this is very much the same system as the expression system as far as how it works. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll start in position 1. Position 1 is neck pickup, body sensor. This is the most acoustic part of the guitar right here, so this is going to be our most acoustic sound, and then we'll look at those parameters and see how they work. So here's just something to open. So I think what trips people out is you see this logo and this headstock, you don't think about, you know, busting out metal riffs on it. It doesn't quite go together, but we're trying to make it go together because it's really about innovation, accommodation, and having a lot of versatility. So T5 really does what it says it's supposed to do, and it does it in a very organic state. Say for example, you know, we do sound check and you guys aren't here and everything sounds great, but then you guys come in and what I find is that you guys act, you know, we talked about the human sound baffle thing in the back earlier, you guys, your bodies will kind of absorb some of that bass. So say for example, when I add bass, I can go right to my bass knob and considerably add bass to it on the fly, which is really cool to be able to add to. Most of the time we have everything on 10 like we talked about. Conversely, I can also take bass away. If it's a boomy room, concrete floors, whatever the case may be, I can really thin it out. Okay. Same thing with treble. If I want to have that more sparkly, chimey top end stuff, I can bring it up considerably. If I want to go almost more jazz box, you know, acoustic, I can roll the highs way off. Right? It's kind of like a jazz acoustic thing. Say for example, and I find this often if I do gigs where I play with a vocalist. Vocalist is typically a mid-range instrument. You want to kind of scoop that little pocket out for them. What I'll do on this guitar, here, I'll bump my lows, bump my highs. Now I've got that little channel. So you hear the stuff up on top, you hear the stuff down below. The middle strings kind of go away, and that leaves room for the vocals. So it's really cool for playing with a vocalist. Now conversely, thinking about the fact that being an electric guitar player myself primarily, and having a cutaway with electric strings and wanting to do guitar solos, we have the ability on this guitar to play acoustic sounding solos, but be able to play more like an electric guitar, which is really cool. The point is that the electric solo has crazy bends in it. Something, if I pick up a dreadnought, there's no chance I'm going to be able to pull that off. So in walks T5, I pull the gig off, people think I'm a legend. But the way it works was this. I had to get the sound to cut through because they were playing 3 acoustic guitars, right? Most of them kind of scooped out that dreadnought sound. In fact, they were all playing dreads except for one, had a Taylor, and it was kind of scooped. But what I did was I did the exact opposite. Took my lows, my highs, pulled them both down. Got a frown, but it was a happy frown because I was able to be heard. So it was awesome. So check this out. If I bring the lows down a little bit, highs down, now here's where our special volume comes into play. I can bump the volume on the fly as well. And now you and I can keep bending that until I break the string on this, which is great. So you get through the whole solo, you're playing full acoustic. So that's the acoustic side of T5. We'll come back to that briefly. Now in the spirit of full disclosure, what you're going to notice here, I'm going to change the pickup. That body sensor is now going away. Okay, that's what gives the guitar the acoustic element. And I am turning on a basic Fender preamp model on here. Okay, so it's not the guitar, but that's only because I don't have an electric amp in here. So here I'm in what I would call electric mode. I went back one switch, okay, turn off the body sensor, still on the neck pickup. Now think about, you know, when I was right out of music college, I did a top 40 gig. top 40 gig, I would take a Strat, a Les Paul 335, and an acoustic guitar, or a Teller, or whatever it was. I'd take 3 or 4 guitars, trying to cover the songs, make the song sound like they're supposed to sound if you're playing, you know, a cover tune. Well, with T5, you can actually cover most of the sounds pretty close enough, especially to just take one guitar to a gig in that light, or that vein. So what I found is that anything that I have to play on, say, a Stratocaster, I'll play on that neck position, or position 2 here, pickup, and say I'm playing a Hendrix tune. Okay, I want that a little bit chimier. It's kind of boomy right now. I want to brighten that up a little bit, maybe roll the lows up, drive the front end of the tube amp a little bit harder. Right. Next position back. I'm going to go to what we call position 3. Position 3 is now turning this off, this is still off, we're in the bridge pickup. The bridge pickup, anywhere I might play something where I'm arpeggiating open chords as we do, like let's say on a Les Paul in the bridge position, you want that mid-range push. It's going to push right through for you. You want that little bass step, pat it up. All the while, keep in mind, you can always go back right back to the acoustic side. Okay? As I go to position 4 is the neck pickup and the bridge pickup. They're running in now what we call parallel. It simply means both pickups are hitting the preamp at the same time. This is great for anything that's going to be you know, jazz chorus up. More jazz boxy archtop stuff, and roll the highs off, bump the lows a little bit, drive the front end a little bit harder. Starting to get the picture here, all right? Pretty diverse. Okay. Position 4's got a little bit of a scoop. As I go to position 5, same 2 pickups, which can add a little bit of gain and bring the mid-range back. And you can kind of hear this chord as I go back. Okay, very similar. But what I found for lead tones is that position 5 is probably the best overall for kind of that warm sound. Got a full-on acoustic